Hi, comic book fans. My name is Joe, and welcome to Anachronic Comics. About 2.5 years ago, I had a special live show where I celebrated reaching 500 subscribers. On the first part of the show, I had 5 guests, and the second part of the show, I had another 5 guests. Now, the 5 guests in the second part of the show were individuals that I had gotten to know through the chat in the Reggie Collect live streams. Now, these individuals were knowledgeable people. Some of them occasionally would appear on Reggie's channel, as did I, to discuss issues that Reggie wanted to talk about. So I started to think, why don't we get together and have a show maybe once a month where we can talk about issues, comic book issues, that we think are appropriate and that people might like to hear us talk about. So I invited the 5 to come on, the 4 actually to come on, and that resulted in the comic book crowd. We've got a whole bunch of episodes that we have put together and that you can see by just going to the playlist Comic Book Crowd. Now, this last month in February, we did not have a new show. And the reason was pretty much because of me. I had a lot of stuff going on here down in Florida and didn't have a chance to put it together. 2 of my original 4 guests, or 5 people, which are Alan from Climbing Comics and Matt Woods from Matt Woods Comics. So I reached out to them and said, hey guys, why don't we just do a retrospective where maybe each one of us takes one of the first 3 episodes, puts together some clips, and then maybe talks about it. So that's what this is. I'm going to be showing you in a few minutes some clips that I took from episode 1 of the Comic Book Crowd, the very first episode. Alan has episode 2, and although Matt Woods won't make an appearance because he's otherwise busy, Matt put together the clips for episode 3, which we'll show and I'll host. So with that being said, let's go to episode 1. Episode 1, when we put together the group, we started talking about what should be our first topic. And there were quite a few comic book topics that we could put together. But one of us, I'm not sure who, came up with, why don't we just show some comic book related items that we own, but that are not comic books. And so that's what we did. So here are some clips from episode 1. Hey, comic book guys and gals. I'm Joe, and welcome to Anachronic Comics. So today we have what I hope is going to be the first of a multitude of shows with the comic crowd. This is a live stream we're going to do, I guess, guys, once a month, we're thinking right now. And so I'm going to just let the comic crowd introduce themselves, starting with the person to my left, I guess. Alan. Go ahead, Alan.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Alan, aka Climbing Comics. So I met Joe about probably a year and a half ago when I first started getting back into this whole comic thing. And mainly it's from the Reggie Collects live stream shows. This guy came into the chats, dropped a bunch of knowledge specifically about like DC. And I was like, I need to talk to this guy.
Yeah. Let's go to the other guy that's been on, I think, every one of my live streams, all 3 of them.
Wow, is that true? Every single one?
Well, I've only had 3, Matt. So
well, that's a lot more than I've had. But hey, YouTube, it's Matt here. And just like Alan said, I met these other great people through the Reggie Collects YouTube channel. Like he does a lot of live streams, and we do a lot of chatting on those streams. And like Alan said, about a year and a half, 2 years, maybe a little bit more than 2 years now, I've been talking to these guys, and I have had the privilege of meeting every single one of these guys in person except for one. And when they open up that border, Wayne, Squirrel Mattis, I am going to make a trip up to Ajax. I'm really excited for this show, Joe. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is a lot of great people in the comic book community getting a chance to interact and talk about comics like we like to.
That's great. That's great. Wayne, is your mic working?
We heard you, Wayne.
We got you now.
Okay, I tried switching plugs to see if it would help. So that was a mistake. Never do that for a live stream. Yeah, hi everyone. Wayne here, aka Squirrel Madness Comics. Again, met pretty much everyone here through Reggie Collects. I came back to the hobby about 2.5-3 years ago after a layoff of 25 plus years. I think a lot of people have that same story where they did it as a kid, stopped at some point in their life, and then came back. So I came back with a vengeance. Met a whole gang of fantastic people, including everyone here, none of whom I've met, and I would love to meet all you guys face to face at some point. And just happy to be part of this group. So thank you so much for having me. Yeah,
who's
that
left?
awesome.
Did we get oh no, wait a minute. There's one more person left.
There is?
Uh-oh.
No, I forgot about that guy.
Blaster.
Hey, everybody.
Better half.
Hey, Steve, aka Master Blaster. I am just so pumped to be hanging out with you guys, and we're going to do this once a month. We are communicating on Instagram and interacting all the time, and we are bouncing ideas off of one another. And I am just super jazzed to be here. You guys mean so much to me, and I'm really pumped for this show.
So we're talking about, what should we do for this show and stuff like that. We had some really great topics, things that were really, kind of like, edgy and would really come on, make you guys think. And we said, no, we don't want to do that.
Nah,
So
too hard.
We decided to say, let's take a look at what we've got that would be comic book related, but not a comic book. Topps Chewing Gum Company, and we all, at least I did, I bought all the baseball cards from Topps and so forth, came out with Batman cards. These are,
wow.
Let me see if
Wow.
okay,
Those are awesome.
do it like this.
That's amazing.
How's that?
Nice.
That's great.
So there were 3 types of cards actually 5 types of cards. I have portions of 4. The first one is called the Red Batman. Can you tell why? Because the Batman insignia is in red.
Okay.
Mhm.
And these were drawn by a guy named Norman Sanders. Sanders he used to draw covers to pulp magazines, and he did a bunch of other things too. So he drew these.
Mhm.
I'm going to turn off one of the lights here. I think you can see them better. All right. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better.
Oh, that's great.
So, all right.
Those are really cool.
The back of them.
How many of those do you have?
I don't know, but the red had 44 cards. The next series, the series were 44, 44, 55, and I think 50. I don't have them all, unfortunately. I don't know how many I have. You can count them as I go along because there's 9 on each page. So the back of the reds had puzzles, but they also had a little story indicating what it is that was happening in the particular page. So let's see if I can get this so you could read it here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not coming out too good.
Yeah, imagine you get an uncut sheet.
So here's some more reds that we have. They're all pretty cool. I love the artwork.
That's
on these
really
things.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
The
Those
more
are
reds
beautiful.
here.
They look like they're in great condition, too.
They're in decent condition. And here's the rest of the reds that I had there. And again, the one red, number 36. Which one was number 36? Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, this one here. I think this one up here in the corner. Bat Hangers. That's the one that I looked up in an 8.0. It's $125.
Wow.
What?
I'm telling you.
That's amazing.
The next set is the Blue Batman. Can you tell why they're the Blue Batman? Let me see. Let me get that.
Nice. Okay.
Starting
Oh,
to get a pattern here.
So they're the Blue Batman. Let me see. I'm trying to get this right. Oh, there. That's still better. It's because obviously the Batman is blue. All right. Same artist. Some pretty cool things. I love this one up here. Some pretty cool things.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
Now the back of these has the storyline in a Batman cape thing.
So are each of these like representative of a single episode of the show?
They tell a story. I don't know. That could be it. But they tell a story. I didn't look into it that much, you know, with respect to that. I was just happy I found them, and I said, let me try to get them in decent shape. This is the blue Batman. Some more blue Batman. I'll go through them a little quicker. Some more blue Batman. Some of them are really cool. I mean, just looking at them are great. I love this one over here with the Batman bails out at the top. That's really cool.
Whoosh.
That's there.
One of the things I like about them is that the images of the villains isn't the same as like they tried to do Cesar Romero or Burgess Meredith. It was a completely different depiction of them.
Right. Now, these are double. I had a lot of doubles of the blue. So these are all doubles that I had of the blue.
Nice.
I suppose I bought them, you know, whatever. So I had a ton. There's two Riddler.
So what did they come with again? What did you say they came with?
They came with bubble gum.
Oh, bubble
like
gum. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just like the old Topps baseball cards.
Now, the ones that I think are most expensive are the Batman Black. Batman Black #1, which I do not have, I saw on sale on YouTube at a 9.0, which I think is the highest that PSA does, that company PSA, for $1,750.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing. But I don't have that one. So this is the Batman Black.
Hey, Brian from LCS has a great question. He goes, Joe, do you have any shark repellent? I saw that episode.
The back of the Batman Black has the story, but it's done a little bit more stylistically. As you see, you've got Batman running towards you, almost kind of like the TV show, you know, when he's running in the beginning. And the the number of the card is in the Batman insignia. And it says here, you know, gives you the story. The Joker is in jail, but a new crime wave soon engulfs Gotham City, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the Batman Black that's there. Some of these, again, I mean, just great artwork. When you take
that is great.
Which one's the earlier
Batwoman?
edition? Which of the colors is the earliest edition?
I think, Steve, I think they all came out in 1966. So I'm not sure what the first one was. I think it might have been the black, followed by the red, followed by the blue, followed by something called Bat Laughs, of which I've got a few. And then the last one was the Batman Riddler. And I don't have any of those. So these are the rest of the blacks that I have.
Wow.
Man, they're beautiful.
Yeah,
those are really cool.
Right. Now, the last one that I have is Batman Laughs. Now, if you look at these are straight from the TV show.
Oh, photographs. Okay, sweet.
Right? They're straight from the TV show. I have just a few of these. Now, they're called Batman Laughs because they have, besides puzzles, this Cesar Romero.
Whoa.
They have jokes. I'm going to tell you a joke, see if you can get the answer here. A famous bat criminal poisons his wife with barbiturates.
Wow.
What do lady bats use to enhance the beauty of their eyes?
You got me.
Batscara. Come on.
Oh, man. Come on.
Comic show and whatnot. The first thing I do want to show is a piece of original art that I had commissioned by a good buddy of mine, Matt Stivoletti. So this is
nice.
His Wolverine that he made for me. So I picked it up at the Berkeley Comic Show about a couple months ago, but I was super glad to get this piece from him.
It's a great piece.
I think, yeah, like over the past couple years, just like how I met all of you guys, I met him through the Reggie Collects live streams, and like I knew he was an artist, and throughout that time he's been making art, and each time I see a piece that he posts on Instagram, it's just getting better and better and better. A second piece. All right. Steve, you know what this is. So I recently did a video about Web of Spider-Man annual number 3. And I was going through that whole book and giving synopsis about like each of the different stories in that book. And after that, lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I get an original art piece from Master Blaster, Mr. Master Blaster Steve himself. So this is Aunt May's Borders. This is
Wow.
one of the pieces that, like, I actually take this out like every week and just like kind of take a look at it because I'm like, is this real? Do I really have this piece? It was so funny. Like, Madam Blaster sent me like an original art piece that she made, and then but like Master Steve like kind of taped this to the back of the board, and I was recording a video, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm done with this video, but then I was like, wait a second, there's something back here, so I flipped it over. I had to take I was super shocked that like he was sharing this piece with me. So again, Steve, thank you so much. Okay, sorry, Joe. I got one more piece.
That's okay.
So I'll give a little bit of background to this. So, the main reason I actually got back into comics about 2.5 years ago in 2019 was because my two nieces and nephew were really into the Spider-Verse, the Spider-Man movie made by Sony. So I got my niece Spider-Gwen and started collecting for her. But at the same time that I was actually in the comic book shop, I bought stuff for me. And I ended up staying in the comic book shop, and just that's like kind of the story of how I got back into comics. But I was telling my niece about what AOKs were, what like acts of kindness were. And I was like, okay, like this is what it is. We just send friends gifts. Like it doesn't have to be Christmas. And a couple months ago, she sent me an AOK.
Wow.
And yeah, she's like 11. She has no idea what this is. So she sent me this Lego. What is this? Spider-Man. So this is the Miles Morales Spider-Man. And
Cool.
you know, this is very special for me because it's like she sent me an AOK, and she's starting to do this, I guess, with her friends, like kind of just giving each other stuff. And I was like, wow, something that I learned from this hobby that I told my niece about. Like it may not be comic related, but like, you know, she's kind of doing this with her friends too. And I thought that was a really cool piece or a really cool story to bring to you guys.
There's actually two things I want to share, and one of them will slightly look familiar. I did have this out because I wanted to share this.
Nice.
And again, we already know it's Matthew. Oh, I got my fingers back. It's Matthew and Randy. Fantastic art they sent me last year. And the reasoning I'll get to in a sec. Also, the other thing I wanted to share, and this is the big one. Pardon me, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Whoa.
We all know Mark Frogboy.
Wow.
And his amazing cover recreations. I think we've all been possibly following the Conan one that's being done. So it's the full size, beautiful Cap 110 Jim Steranko cover.
Man, that just shines and pops.
That's amazing.
It's just amazing the way he's able to duplicate that stuff, you know? It's amazing.
This Hulk is my favorite picture of Hulk ever. The menace, the size, something about it so intimidating. This is what I think the Hulk should always be to me.
Yeah.
This embodies the Hulk.
But in the mail one day, I saw this priority mail shipper, but it was all flattened. And I was like, I have no idea what this is. Who's this from? And I saw the name, and I'm like, wait, what? In it, Master Blaster, who is probably the biggest original art fan I know, he sends me this original art, and I think this is from, was this a, we were trying to figure it out. Is this a Web of Spider-Man issue? I don't know if you knew, Steve.
Spider-Man Adventures, I think.
You know what? You did say that. Yeah, but this is amazing. On it, you can see Spider-Man with his spider sense down here in this corner. This corner right here.
Great piece.
And so,
awesome.
great piece right there. Now, Randy Resnake, he is an incredible, super talented artist, and we saw some of his work. He messaged me one day. He goes, "Hey, what's Spencer's favorite character?" So I told him what it was, and he sent Spencer this amazing Darth Vader. I can't get over the detail.
That's amazing.
Randy also sent a Conan the Barbarian, which I'm sorry, John Mishima
What?
could be taking some, lessons from Randy, because
Nice.
that to me
That's so
is
cool.
amazing.
That's terrific.
Now, I ended up getting a different piece just recently. Now, this is from Stephanie Blaster. Like I said, I really didn't know much about this community. And then one day, something else shows up in the mail. And I can go to sleep anytime I want with good old Conan right here. And on the back, I'm on my very own pillowcase.
Yes.
With angel wings. How incredible is that?
That's amazing.
We got him, so. All right, Steve, Master Blaster, it's all yours.
Yes.
Thanks, Joe. I asked to go last, and I don't know what I was thinking, because I got chills multiple times. Mark, I have my Web of Spider-Man Frog Boy painting, and it means the world to me. Randy Resnake, Young Matthew, I commissioned him. Joe sent me the subscription comic book from
so
his, collection. I talk to Matt on the phone. I text him constantly. I don't call him Matt. I call him Matt Woods. Me and Madam Blaster call him Matt Woods.
Okay.
Alan
If
is
you say
a huge
so.
part of my life. What I'm getting at is the Gibbon Gang. I was on an island collecting original art, comic books, and a year and a half ago, I got immersed into the community.
So hopefully you enjoyed those clips from episode 1. Some really cool things. I love my Batman cards, but look at some of that great original art that everybody showed. And that Frog Boy cover that Wayne had is just terrific. In the next video, we're going to show you episode 2, and Alan's going to host that. And that'll be coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned, be well, and we'll see you tomorrow.